All right, so let's go ahead and do our most improved player of the year prediction. Davis, who you taking?
I am taking one of the biggest surprises of last season. I think he's going to continue to make a big leap. He might be on the worst team. That's fine. Shay Gilgus Alexander. So we're talking about a team that absolutely blew up everything to try to get 1 million draft picks, right? He averaged 19 points per game last season on pretty good efficiency. Only shot 35% from three. But, now that he doesn't have a loaded backcourt, um, with Dennis Schroeder, with Chris Paul, a lot of the offense is going to be going through him, whether it's through the pick and roll or isolation plays that are developed around him. I think, yes, the coaching concerns might start to play a factor at some point because, they have a brand new coach. But at the same time, I just think the opportunity is going to be there. I mean, he was taking what, 14 shots a game last season, got 19 points. I think, he could absolutely be taking 20, 22 shots per game. And, the Thunder are going to be really relying on, his development to kind of help be the cornerstone of their franchise going forward with all these draft picks. They're going to want to continue developing their young talent that they have. And Shay already showed last season that he's capable of taking that next big leap. And so I don't see any reason why, with more shots available for the taking, why he can't make the jump from 19 points per game to 25, 28 points a game and be in that conversation. I think he is far and away my most improved player candidate for next season.
I mean, I think he has a good chance because he's got like this opportunity out there to sort of just put up as many points as he would like to. But I also am just not. I mean, I love watching him play. He's so like young and talented, but I do think there is a ceiling on his play, and I think like the best we're ever going to see from him is like 25 points per game. And I don't know if we're going to see that from him next season. I really truly see him as sort of a 23-ish points per game sort of guy next season, which obviously is significant improvement, but I just don't see him as like someone that's your lead guard that's going to average 28 a game. And I think for him to win this award, he's got to be 27, 26, 27, 28. I mean, he needs to have a massive jump there. And although the opportunity's there, I do also think we're forgetting that he's not the only person on that team they're trying to develop. There's a lot of young talent they're trying to work on. They want to really help develop Dort's game as that sort of two guard to go alongside him. And so I don't know. I'm just not as high on his ability to make such a massive leap. I think he's a player that's just going to sort of incrementally get better and sort of begin to teeter off around that 25-ish points per game. But I don't know. I just don't see him as someone that's just going to take this huge leap. And I think most improved player every year is that guy that goes sort of from the 12-ish, 13-ish points per game range, that lower teens, to the 20s. And I think that's what we're going to be needing. And I just don't see him doing that.
I mean, I just, first off, I don't even want to talk about the crux of your argument. I just want to point out that it's very funny that you said, I see that he's very capable of getting 25 points, but 26, 27, that's just pushing it. That's just like one or two more points. Like, that's just, another.
But like averaging 28 for a season is a lot different.
I said 25 to 28. I said 25 specifically in that conversation. And also you said you think he's capable of making that leap, but not next season. He's going to have so much opportunity next season, more opportunity than most players will probably ever have to just, take over a team and try to be the guy. And, why would he not? Yes, Lou Dort is someone that they're going to continue developing, but that's more of a defensive, continue.
What's his name? Alexei Puklasevsky off the bench.
Yeah, I would love to see him getting a couple minutes a game. I don't think he's gonna.
Al Horford.
He's a project player. I think the Thunder with that Puklasevsky pick we're taking him because of the success that the Denver Nuggets have had, just in terms of using their millions of picks in the past X amount of seasons to just
Projects.
take project players, and some of them will pan out. And I think that's something that the Thunder have kind of, and a lot of other teams have looked at and are going to start taking more of those project type of players. And that's something that we've already kind of seen with a lot of these prospects coming into the league anyway. You know, we've seen the rise of international prospects because of the rise of international player success. And so I think in general, these project type players, there's going to be a couple teams every year that just kind of hone in on, oh, let's just take a shot on this dude since we have so many picks. Eventually, some of them are going to pan out, and we're going to have a crazy good team. And so that's kind of how I see Polkowski. I don't think he's going to be getting crazy amount of minutes, but I do think Al Horford will kind of return to some of his former glory. I mean, I don't, yeah, but I don't know. I don't want to dwell on the Shay thing a whole lot because I think it's a pretty safe pick in general.
Yeah, well, I prefer not to be a safe sort of analyst, and so that's why my most improved player of the year is RJ Barrett. I think RJ Barrett – for our audio listeners, Davis almost just walked off the set, but that's okay.
I can't believe you just said that name.
Oh well, let's look at this. RJ Barrett averaged 14 points per game last year. He, without a doubt, can make that jump to the 20-point mark.
And you have Obi Toppin as like one of your –
because Obi Toppin is going to be taking away from RJ Barrett's ability to go out and score as much as he wants. Not a chance.
So you think RJ Barrett's going to be taking as many shots and getting as many points as he wants, but Shay is just not capable of doing that, even though Shay has worse talent around him?
I think there's more room for – it's easier to make a jump from 14 points to 20 than it is from 19 to 25.
Okay. You think RJ's capable of that, though? RJ Barrett?
Oh, yeah. RJ Barrett? Are you kidding me? You're telling me the kidding. Maple Mamba can't put up this kind of stat?
Just because you throw out a cool nickname doesn't mean that he's automatically capable of achieving those numbers.
Okay. Well, here, let me just ask this, Davis. I don't know if you watched much of the preseason, and, of course, I would love to overreact, but RJ Barrett was shooting over 50%, and he was fantastic throughout the preseason. I think last season was definitely a learning curve for him in terms of shot selection and learning how to be a better passer to sort of limit his turnovers. I mean, I think going into this season, he's going to be a very good player. I think he's more than capable of making that leap. And who around him is going to be like significantly taking away from his opportunities outside of Julius Randle? I mean,
I think Donovan
they got
Mitchell,
rid of all those overpaid vets that were sort of taking up a lot of his shot opportunities. I think they brought in a lot of young talent that's going to allow him to be that point forward. Right? I think him playing alongside Obi Toppin, I think we're going to see a lot of lobs there. They also have Emmanuel Quickly from Kentucky. He's a good shooter. I think he's going to be able to really mold into that point forward role where he sort of thrives the most. He can be a slasher and then just dish out. They need more shooters, but I think he's going to be – he has the opportunity to make the leap next year. And as I said, it's easier for someone to go from that lower mid-teens up to the 20-point mark when compared to going from right about 20 to 25. I think it's an easier leap for him, and I think he without a doubt can do it.
Do you think Jaren Jackson Jr. should be in that conversation?
No.
He's currently the Vegas odds favorite to win this award. Just put that out there. But he shouldn't be in the conversation according to David Putti.
I don't know. What did he? Can you look up what he averaged last year?
Yeah, he averaged 17.4 points a game. And his shooting efficiency from three went from 36 2 seasons ago to 39.4% last season.
So what do they think he's going to – what sort of leap is he going to make to win it? That makes no sense to me.
Probably like 24 points a game.
I think if anyone on that team's making a leap, it's Ja. I mean, like a leap to win most – no, let me rephrase that. A leap to win most improved. I mean, he's going to obviously improve, but I don't think he's going to have this sort of unexpected massive improvement. I mean, when we're talking most improved player, we're talking the Devontae Graham 15-point per game increase. We're talking the whatever, what was it, like 8-point per game increase with Brandon Ingram to an all-star.
Don't
We're
make me
talking about
tear
these.
up right now. Don't make me tear up right now. We're not
I
talking about
know.
Devontae Graham snub. We're not talking about
we're talking about these massive leaps. We're talking about Bam Adebayo going in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. And so when I'm thinking about these players that are making these types of jumps, I do think RJ Barrett can do that. I do think, I just think, I don't think Shay can't win it. I just think it's an easier sort of gap for RJ Barrett to close to win that award than it is for Shay. And that's why I got RJ Barrett. Do you have any other names you want to toss out there?
Well, before I toss out one other name, I'm just going to note that for the top 15, just strictly looking at the Vegas odds, I think it's actually pretty funny that there are 3 Bulls players that are on that top 15 list.
I can think of 2.
Most improved.
So
Kobe White,
Larry Markkinen. Who's the other one?
And where was it? Wendell Carter Jr. Wendell Carter has better odds apparently than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Zion or Ja.
That's whack.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's funny that there's
Zion to me.
People. I just think it's funny that there's. Okay,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. Oh, yeah.
Well, I was about to go out and start talking about another player. So go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Well, so my other player, just to cut you off of your player.
I thought you were going to talk about the odds or something, but
No.
So the one, this isn't a player I necessarily wanted to toss out, but you said it. So Zion Williamson, obviously he's one of my favorite players to watch.
God.
He's not going next season. He's going to. But again, and this is what we've talked about, he averaged, I think it was 22.8 points per ages.
Who's your dark horse pick?
So I've got a few names I want to toss out there. So I know MPJ is a big talk. I don't think he's someone. I think he just got overhyped in the bubble. He's a nice player, but he's not going to make some sort of massive jump.
He's especially not going to be getting the minutes needed to actually get this award because of how bad he is on defense. If he doesn't improve on defense from where he was at in the bubble, which isn't something you can just change overnight, your defensive instincts or your effort on defense and some of those things, he's just not going to be getting nearly the amount of minutes that, someone that's winning this award would need to get.
No, absolutely. I will say someone that I think is a dark horse candidate, I think I've even said it on one of our episodes, and this award would be returning back home to New Orleans, Lonzo Ball. He's a dark horse pick of mine. He's someone we've talked about before about potentially making a big leap next season. I'm going to say it again. I'm overreacting, but my goodness, in the preseason, he was shooting the lights out from 3. The lights out. And we already know what he does defensively and passing the ball. He's fantastic on that side. It's going to be, continue to be a consistent shooter and really work on that finishing around the rim game. And I think he's someone that can make a leap. I looked at his stat line. I think he averaged 12 points per game last year. He's someone that if he could jump, he could very easily jump up his assists double digits and average 16, 17 a game. If he did something like that, I think he could win it. Do you have any other names?
Yeah, my one dark horse pick is going to be someone that I also think could win Sixth Man of the Year as a dark horse pick, and that's Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And here's why. So, last year, guess how many points he averaged? I think it'd surprise you.
7.5.
8.9. It was a little bit lower than what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe around the 11 or 12 mark.
Well, I know he didn't play a ton until we got
towards the beginning
of
the
playoffs.
Season. Yeah. But he still averaged 22 minutes a game coming off the bench. But I think he's fully capable since he was shooting 42%. I still think he's a guy that could be a big spark plug off the bench and someone that even if they continue, who knows what CJ McCollum, how he's going to be looking next season. He's continuing to age. He's kind of on the regression trend, unfortunately. But, if Gary Trent kind of comes out of nowhere and explodes, I think we could be looking at some nights where Gary Trent's getting the start over CJ McCollum, and they kind of utilize CJ McCollum a little bit differently in that offensive package.
They could
But
even move him in a trade.
they
If Gary
could. We've
Trent
talked about,
sort of develop, I think CJ without a doubt could be on the move.
Yeah, and so he has a good assist to turnover ratio. He does a lot of the little things right. He gives the energy and the effort, and I think he's a guy that could be right here in the most improved player of the year conversation come next season if he's averaging somewhere in the 15, 16 point ballpark. So
yeah, I also have one other name. I want to toss. Hold on, let me look at the team real quick. So of course, I'm blanking on the name yet again.
While you're looking this up, I'm just going to throw another Vegas odds stat out there because you're talking about Lonzo Ball for the Pelicans.
Yeah, where's he at on that?
He's not on it.
No way.
Yeah,
that's outrageous.
PJ Washington is though.
Oh,
which I think's a little spicy.
I have two other names I want to toss out as sort of dark horse candidates. So one, Marvin Bagley. He's someone that averaged 14 points per game last year. He just played 13 games. Just had horrific injury all year. If he could stay healthy, I mean, people forget this dude was a number 2 overall pick, and he is a very good player. He averaged 15 as a rookie. So I think he's someone that could make a very unexpected leap next year if he can be healthy, especially because they might move away from Buddy Hield, give him more opportunities down low. They have Tyrese Halliburton, who's an excellent passer. That could be a good one. Another one, also because I'm overreacting to the preseason, Deandre Hunter.
Okay.
I think Deandre Hunter is someone who could really make a leap into a very solid and two-way wing in the NBA. He's always been very good on the defensive side of the ball. Last year, I think he averaged like 12 points per game. 12 points per game. But, I mean, he does have a lot more competition. But, I mean, Gallinari's coming off the bench. I think Bogdanovich also might be coming off the bench. I can't recall that for certain. But he's going to be in the starting lineup. He's not going to be competing with Gallinari for minutes, which is big for him because they play the same position. And so that's what I look for DeAndre Hunter. I mean, step up, be efficient, be a good shooter. He's someone that could definitely make a leap next year as the Hawks try and really push up in the East.
Yeah, I love that pick. So without further ado, we're going to conclude this Rookie of the Year talk. Or, sorry, not Rookie of the Year, rather
Most
improved Player of the Year pick. And after a quick break, we'll be back to talk about our 6th Man of the Year.
All right.